Hello there, Pastafarians. It's me, Schizophrenic Mage. Here I am at the 16th Street Mall. I'm sorry that I forgot to get it going really quick. But today I'm talking about Rhett Mclaughlin from Good Mythical Morning, if you know this show. And he's talking about religion, and he was talking about it the other day, and he was saying that he doesn't finish the videos that respond to him. He does get the gist, he was saying, so I got to put all my good arguments here up front, because if he does watch it, he's going to be watching the beginning of this, so, you know, sorry that I'm rushing. But anyway, there is that context for you. Here I'm on the 16th Street Mall, like I said. And this is where I come to sermonize about the flying spaghetti monster and help these people, you know, work through these religious ideas and feelings that they have. For Christianity has let us down. Rhett and I agree about a lot of things. I was watching his year into his, I don't know what to call it. He calls it his religious deconstruction, but it's like a retelling of it, of his religious deconstruction. Like, he came out of the closet, as it were, about a year ago, and it blew my mind. I've been fans of Rhett and Link since they were streaming from an undisclosed location. I called into some of their Rhett and Link casts. You can see our videos that we won some of their prizes. We won some cheese from them. You can see my very young children eating cheese that Rhett and Link sent me years and years ago. So, you know, I'm not just, you know, trying to talk out of my ass here, and it does hurt my feelings a lot to have to say to one of these people that I sort of admire and am proud of their success, to tell them that you're just totally fucking wrong about sort of a couple ideas. He was talking, Rhett, yesterday. Well, yesterday he wasn't talking, I was listening today. Yesterday, I heard Rhett talking about his hopes for religion in the future, sort of. He proposed that the non-religiosity of the current moment is unsustainable, and that he predicts that there will be a sort of religiosity, and if I was hearing what he was saying, maybe reading a little bit between the lines, that I think he was saying that it will be sort of a NeoChristianity, where we can take the positive ideas that the Bible has, and recapture what it is that we were able to have during our association with these provably false religions. And I believe that Rhett was suggesting we build these ideas on the Bible, and that's what he is totally wrong about. Unfortunately, is the sad story, is that we can never ever look to the Bible to be what it isn't. It is an imperfect group of writings on morality. It's you can love the poetry in it as much as you want, but it really is just one of the options. Like, we really could build just as good a religion on the writings, as I say, of Dr. Seuss or Aesop or any of these. We have some other ancient options. We don't have to use this fucking not so holy Bible, so-called holy Bible. And why not Aesop? Why not that be the thing we found it on? It also, a lot of Aesop's fables are integral to our language, right? Like, one of the arguments I think that Rhett was making was that the Bible as a culture is sort of what we're working with. But I think, I think that's where we're wrong, is to hope to redeem the Bible and make it make it better than what it is. If we're going to choose the Bible, we may as well choose something with less racism in it, less misogyny, less literal sort of justification for going to war, which is sort of, what the Bible is. It is a moral casus belli against your neighbors who worship the wrong God. That's what it was created for. That's why they wrote that shit down, so that they could tell their kids that they were perfectly justified when they went over and murdered their neighbors. So, let's use something else. Let's use the poetry that you find around you today. Let's use the writings of Mr. McFeely Rogers. Let's not use something so rotten at its very core. I know there are parts of the Bible that are beautiful, but this NeoChristianity always becomes just as hateful. Like, Christianity was Neo-Judaism, and Protestantism was Neo-Catholicism. Like, it's just the foundation is hateful. There. I think I've made my argument, and so I understand if talk about it. You can sort of move on. But if you do have any sort of comments about this very public argument I'm having with a person who I've been following for a very long time, put them in the comments below. But anyway, welcome here to a radio show, or not radio show, the other one, street talk show. It's pretty colder than it was, and it's Wednesday. Here is Irish Apache. Hello there. Maybe if the first church Dr. Seuss had ever founded, they could worship pigs and ham. I mean, it will be, the morality that we derive from it will be a reflection of us. It will be the same morality that we use when we use the Bible as the reflector. Hopefully the Church of Dr. Seuss will have a way of addressing the sort of racism in some of his books, maybe early books from what I'm understanding, and that maybe there was apologies made. I don't know. It's very hard to know. But anyway, here I am again, checking out this area, making my walk to see if there are any preachers out here preaching lies to my flock. These unsuspecting people here with their sort of brains that are undefended from the lies and hatred of these cults who come out here and troll for new cult members. I myself do that mostly on YouTube. I think the modern way to really reach a lot of people, especially people who maybe want to talk to you, is online. I think the chance of finding someone that wants to talk to me here is pretty low, though I'm very good at it. And if I need to, say for like a segment or something, I definitely can find a willing participant in a conversation. So if you have a question that you'd like me to ask some of these passerbys about some current events, do let me know. This is Radio Talk Show Street Live. Here's the problem that we're having. I sort of like have this thing that I do, which is called radio show. And I've been doing it for a while, and it's like me sitting in a chair with a microphone, and smoking tons and tons of weed. And then there's this other thing that I do where I come out here with signs and talk to people. And now I'm doing it live, and so sort of halvesies and halvesies, you know. This thing that we're doing has parts of one and parts of the other. So I'm really just here on my day off of work, fulfilling my calling. I don't know if you guys know or aware of IG McSmorrin, but he's another street preacher, Pastafarian street preacher. I know a lot of people think it's controversial when I say I'm the world's greatest Pastafarian street preacher, but again, I don't mean to demean any of the other greats out there. I just mean that I sort of am, you know, reachable, accessible. I've been doing this for 5 years, and I've, you know, been... hold on a moment, I'll be right back. Check. Can you hear me? Oh, it's back. It didn't work. I don't know how to use my device. Sorry, everybody. But if you have any questions for me that you'd like... Oh, here it is. They are just calling back. Maybe I'll be able to... Hello, I'm back. Here we are. Again at Curtis. Glenarm. Sorry. I have a real hard time remembering these names. The boards are still up on the Paramount, so that's unfortunate. Maybe this time we will go walk over to the comedy shop over there, because I think I've found nobody preaching again, so that's nice. I'd like to take credit for the change that's happened here on the mall, and so I will. It is definitely because of the work that we are doing out here at Pastafarians that this place that just once had, you know, sometimes as many as 4 street preachers out here this one time, and now is quiet. So I think that the work we're doing here is helping out. Though I've got to blow my nose, like not to jump subjects, but I'm just letting you know why the whole vibe has changed. So, up in Boulder, John Shucker's preaching. I can head up there, but, you know, he might be done already. It's 4:20. I thought it was going to be warmer than this, to be honest with you. But, you know, I do got my layers, so got all my winter layers on, so it's like a walk in the park. Feels great. Except on my hand. So I'm gonna spin this around, put my hand in my pocket for a minute, and just explain to you every sort of thing that I'm doing. I can sermonize. It's not really a thing that I do in radio show. Street talk show too was sort of like a joke that I did for a minute, where like I talk to people on the street. But you know, we don't have to do those segments for a while because of how sort of not into it people will probably be. And so, you know, we can start doing that in a minute, but let's oh, someone has lost their guitar pick. Perhaps that's because someone was playing some music right here. It's a great place, and it's been shut down for a long, long time. You can set up like drums out here and not be in anybody's way. As far as I understand, I think that nothing is going on right here. I think if you were to be here, nothing is going to be going through here at any time. Also, over here, got a whole big space of like, this is what, I think this is a road of like, the road of like right-of-way, thoroughfare sort of public space here. And I think it's closed for some reason. But I don't think this is being utilized right here. So I think if you were to set up a band of musicians right here and were to sing to these people exactly sort of what you thought and felt about them, I don't think anybody could tell you had to leave. I think they'd just be saying they want you to leave. Oh, look at this. Things all moving. About that sort of is the design of this. I do wish the things that they were using to achieve their means didn't suck as much as they did, and I very, very much wish they didn't rely on the public to pick up the slack of the safety of their devices. Because of how that sucks. Not because of like illegality and things like that. I'm just talking morality. I think you oughtn't, right? Maybe not. So let's go see one more time if anybody's set up this way, and then I'm going to mail out the things that we made. Maybe I'm going to reprint them. I think we've got some the order form we sort of updated. There's lots of people talking about how they want to pay me with sort of this new cryptocurrencies that they've got. Like crypto's apparently exploded, and so this new generation, the meme generation, is asking me if I have ways of receiving crypto, and I probably do. So go ahead and tell me how many of the cryptos you want to give me in a text or a comment down here, and I will get in touch with you with my crypto manager to send you the details that you need in order to make that transaction. I wouldn't want to give out my crypto keys here in this unsecured space, because there might be hackers all around us, and I don't need my crypto hacked. As I already did, I bought like a Picasso, and it was like it's just the hologram, and it's like, here, it's the Picasso, and it's like, but it's like not the Picasso, it's just a representation of the Picasso, and it's worth more than it now. So, I thought I was buying something, but what I actually bought was like the idea of it, which is worth more, but I really wanted that thing to put on my wall because of how everyone keeps saying that I don't have anything cool, and I'm like, well, I've got this shit that all these people have given me, and I've got this Picasso, but now I've got this sort of the idea of a Picasso, very expensive idea of one Picasso, so, and it's just like a sketch, I think, but there's a hologram, and you get to block the chain or something. I don't know. I think I just get to say that I own it. It might be like, naming a star after somebody. By the time they get there, they'll probably call it something else. And I'm not sure that anybody's going to let the people who live there know that we have decided that we're going to call them the Space Indies. Sort of like little America joke, because of how we just call these the West Indies. It's like it's like the same but the other way, East Indies and the West Indies, and that's really just what these adults did. There's lots of people talking about the royal family, okay, I'm not English, but I am English cousin, as it were. Like, the country that I have belonged to, and my people, along the male line, has, well, we only left once, has been, this country here. And, what was I saying about it? Oh, yeah, we got our independence from Britain. And before that, my people were in Boston before it was its own country, so we were British citizens then. And before that, we were apparently over in England. And so I'm English, and in fact, probably more English than the English family, which is really weird. I have no idea why any English person would give one single fuck at all what's going on. Also, I don't know why the hell anyone would be surprised to learn that the occupying royal family, King of Britain and England and Greater Wales and all that fucking nonsense, who fucking won it through murder and incest, is going to worry about the skin tone of the royals. Yeah, that's going to happen, guys. We're not surprised by this. If you're surprised by this, that's the problem. We've been trying to tell you, some of these institutions are not benign. And being like, the Queen's just cute. No, she's perpetuating, like, I don't want to go full fucking white supremacy, but definitely her family's supremacy. Okay, and she's not even Teutonic, she's not even Stuart, she's not even York, right? Who the fuck are these guys? Are they even Habsburgs? Like, I don't even know who they are. How long have they been English? How are they the fucking royal family? And how do the English still give one single fuck and are not demanding that fucking land and wealth? There is no such thing as monarchy. It was an illusion the whole time, perpetuated by violence and hatred and racism. So I'm just not charmed by any of this. I'm not interested. And it is a nice break from the every headline being fucking another step in the slide into a fascist nightmare. Like you step down slides. It's nice that the news cycle is a bit more light-hearted, but yeah, the Queen's racist, guys. Surprise. Oh shit, I got a comment, so I gotta catch up with. I really don't understand why people are surprised. Just people little butt fuck each other to keep the bloodline clean. Yeah, right? It is, when we're talking about, what we learn from Harry Potter, it's purity of bloodlines is the sign of some real fucking strange thinking. There's some of it in Terry Pratchett as well. The idea that I have any control over my kid is going to be half me, his kid is going to be a quarter me, and the other half is going to be somebody else. The other quarter is going to be somebody else. Like, the idea that, like, if I marry my sister, my kid's going to be more me is obscene. It's obscene. And really is playing a game of... It's treating humans like they're cattle, really and actually. It is mistreating humanity, including yourself, to think that what you are is your genetics and not the collection of ideas that you have accumulated in your skull. The Queen is demon-possessed, like all the rest of the royal family, and they are descendants of the Nephilim. The royal family, like all Anglo-Saxons, originate from Saxony in Germany. I don't think the Queen is Saxon. I think that's what I'm trying to tell you. I think she's Teutonic. Is that right? Am I understanding that? I might be backwards on that. I may be thinking of some other invaders. But definitely demon-possessed, and The Queen is the head of the Anglican Church, is that not right? I really would like to talk to her in that capacity and tell her what evil is being perpetrated under something that she has very great and almost total control over. If I had that mechanism at my disposal, you can fucking believe I'd do some good with that shit. I'd fucking knock some goddamn spider webs out of the rafters and mobilize that shit for good and kindness in the world. But I think we can agree that the Anglican Church is as rotten as any other church, that the church that Henry the Terrible, Henry the Wife Slayer, founded, has been rotten since the day it was conceived, and that none of the people who were in charge of it had the fucking morality or tenacity of will to turn it into a tool that could do good for their children. Just is a rotten hate machine that demands sacrifice and for tradition. These children do, and they do it dressed in the tribal clothes of the backwoods, fucking narcissistic, fratricidal, slave-owning family did. Fuck the royal family. Fuck them for perpetuating it for one more moment. Every moment that they let it still be an institution is a moment they're letting this reality down. It is a scar of an ancient hatred and blood feud. They wear it like a badge. They wear it like holding it is the best thing they can do for this world. Whereas I could show them, I think, in a day, out here on the street, that setting it down is what they've owed from the day they possessed it. But, you know, I just think I could convince them. I really would like to talk to all these royals and send them back, you know, let them know they should go back home to Germany or wherever the fuck they're from. That's really again hard to know, because again we're just taking their word for it. They were just telling us who was fucking whom, but you know, I'm sure that queens were sometimes in control, and it behooved them to fuck whomever they wanted, and let the I think that queens would act like kings, is what I'm saying. In the same way that Henry fucked whomever he wanted. I'm sure his parents and his children felt the same way, regardless of their gender. I think they wanted those they ruled to follow the rules. There's nobody here, so unless there's sort of like pending questions, I don't think there is. I think we're just sort of ruminating and enjoying our space together. Rhett from Good Mythical Morning. Yes, I suppose I should address that again here at the end. He's been posting on his Ear Biscuits podcast some ruminations on his faith journey throughout his life and his relationship with an evangelical Christian group from a young age. He talks about it in Ear Biscuits. Go check it out. It's very interesting. Talked about it a year ago. And there's lots of things that he says that I agree with. And one of the things that he sort of is, I think, hinting at is that he thinks it would be nice if we could find an alternative. And so I first want to say that's literally what I've been doing out here on the streets. Come check it out. Rhett, tell me what you think of it. See if it'll work. And then secondly, we can't use the Bible. Like, it looks like Rhett is sort of looking to a Christian heritage that might be able to be reformed and cleaned up such that it has the positive values and none of the negatives, and I'm just saying you cannot. The Bible is, at its core, rotten, and we may as well write our own scripture, to be honest. But that is advanced sort of thinking. We may as well pick Aesop's fables. There's no reason not to. If we're picking the Bible, I would want the work of Aesop to be there as well. But I'll join, especially if Rhett Mclaughlin is the preacher. I'd love to go ruminate about morality in a group of like-minded individuals. It is the thing that I miss about organized religion, is the organization of what does it mean if this, and having, good faith conversations about how to maximize our effect on this planet toward goodness, and how can these puzzles be solved? How do we participate in these evil institutions? How do we change them from within? Things like this. I'd love to join the cult that Rhett fucking sets up. Just because I've got a true cult here doesn't mean it can't be done by everyone on every street corner. Another true cult can be built. And if Rhett wants to do it for a while, I'll go there. That'd be great. But until then, check out Pastafarianism. I think it answers a lot of the questions that we, the faith scarred, maybe we could call it. We, the orphans of Christ. We, the sort of generation that woke, have to sort of rebuild some of these institutions, and of course are done at the foundation. And I have no from the foundation up, and I have no problem spending a lifetime or two working on the foundation. So if we don't get this over as tall, and we keep having to come down to foundations over and over, well, that is just how we make it strong enough to stand the test of time. It's how we give it. We make it something worth giving to our kids. So anyway, I'm gonna head out here and warm up my fingers. Spring is happening, and we're gonna have a big old storm this week, and so I don't think I'm gonna get out on Sunday, but I think it'll all be belted by next week this time. So see you then. Bye.